Page 2, here we go. Some basic rules here. Problem 9. X to the third times x to the 8th. Whenever you're multiplying, you add exponents. So x to the 11th. Simple. Moving on. Problem 10. What kind of problem is it? Okay, we're multiplying. So actually multiply the numbers here. Negative 6 times 3 is 18. 18 times 5 is 90, so this is negative 90. Okay, now, I don't combine my x's and y's. I just have to leave as x to the 5th. Then I work with my y's. Y to the negative 7th, y to the negative 5th. I add exponents to get y to the negative 12th. Do I flip negative 90? No, keep it, it's fine. Negative 90x to the 5th, but the y to the 12th does. Have to flip to the bottom. There we go. Problem 11. I'm going to start where the exponents are, where the parentheses are. Anything to the 0 power is 1. So this whole thing here is 1. Not the whole problem, but just what I put in the box. That whole thing is 1. I still have an x to the 6th. It's right next to a 1, so that means they're multiplied. My answer is x to the 6th. Problem 12, color change. What kind of problem is it? Division. In division problems, I divide. 10 divided by 5 is 2. In division problems, I don't know why I did that. That was stupid. Stupid. I can't fix it. Sorry. Deal with it. Hopefully you figured out by now that you just subtract the exponents. V to the 2nd. 13. I have an exponent outside of a parenthesis. So the rule that applies here is that you're going to multiply the exponents together, but you got to make sure everybody gets an exponent. Set the table first, make sure everybody's got a plate. And then you're multiplying exponents here. So that means 3 times 1 gives you 5 to the 3rd. The bases stay the same. 3 times 2 gives you y to the 6th. 3 times 1 gives you 3 to the 3rd on bottom. 5 to the 3rd is 125. 3 to the 3rd is 9. Oh, thought I was actually going to keep that answer. Just seeing if you're paying attention. It's 27. Lastly on this row, 14. Oh, gimme. Multiply the exponents. Come on. Don't miss that one. 15. Not too bad. What kind of problem is it? Multiplication. So multiply. 8 times 3 is 24. In a multiplication problem, what do? You add exponents. Moving on. Oh, baby. Well, first of all, don't be this guy. Negative, so it has to be negative. Like, it just has to be because there's a negative there. No, it stinking doesn't. Negative exponents just mean flip it. So if it started on top, it flips to the bottom, becomes a positive. 3 is an exponent, 4 to the 3rd is 64. Look it up. Next, 17. Another gimme. This is getting too easy. Rule says I multiply those. Negative 2 times 8 is negative 16. Anytime I have a negative exponent, I flip. 1 over z to the 16th. Oh, well, never mind. We'll get to that one in a sec. Man, this is just quizzing you over. Do we know the rule here? You got x to the 7th over x to the 3rd. I've told you can imagine that they're playing tug of war. X to the 7th wins. It wins by 4. So you got x to the 4th. The gist of the rule is you just subtract exponents. 7 minus 3. X to the 4th. I'm going 2 colors here. Get ready for this. Because it looks like, you know, I got 2 parentheses here, so I'm going to treat them separately, even though they're all squished together. So it's one big term, one big expression. But let's focus on the red first. Okay. Exponent outside of a parenthesis, so that means I'm going to be multiplying these exponents. Make sure everybody's got a plate. Serve the food. Here we go. So 2 to the 4th. C to the 4 times 4 is 16. D to the 4 times 2 is 8. Let's check in on the left side. Similar problem here. Make sure everybody's got a plate, an exponent. 4 squared. C to the 6th. D to the 12th. Now if I want to combine all these things, I mean, whenever you're dealing with numbers, just simplify the numbers. So really 2 to the 4th is 16, and really 4 squared is 16. Alright, now a 16 and a 16, well, what do? Do I add them, subtract them, multiply, divide them? Everything's all lined up together here. So everything's being multiplied. So 16 times 16 is 256. I go to my C's next. Add exponents, because it's a multiplication problem. And my D's, D to the 20th. Boom. Moving on, 20. Here we go. I'm going to deal with X's and Y's separately. Kind of a pattern, do one letter at a time. X to the 5th, X to the negative 3rd. I usually, in a division type problem, I play tug of war. X to the 5th wins. The top wins. It wins by 8. I play tug of war with the Y's. Looks like the bottom wins. It wins by 8. That way you never have to deal with positives and negatives. But some of you might not feel comfortable with that and you like subtracting. That's cool. I'll do the x's real quick for you. You just subtract 5 minus negative 3. Oh yeah, that gives you positive 8. And then I do my y's. Negative 14 minus negative 6. Boom, boom. That ends up being y to the negative 8th. So that's where you're going to see a y to the 8th on bottom. So, but all in all, x to the 8th on top, y to the 8th on bottom.